Welcome to this very quick training video aimed to help you add the forum functionality to a course in Docebo. Now, although we're focusing on forums here, it is worth noting that this is the same process to add other features to your courses, such as wikis or chat and announcements and so on. So, what is a forum and why would you want one? Well, a forum is a dedicated online discussion area for the students and instructors of a particular course. Having a forum is a great way to build a sense of community amongst your learners and to help them help each other as they figure their way through your course. Okay, so to add the forum functionality to a course, the administrator needs to take 3 key steps at the back end of Docebo. Firstly, you need to create what we call a menu. Secondly, we need to add the right features to the menu. And thirdly, you need to assign that menu to your specific course. Let's walk you through it. So, step 1, create a menu. Firstly, make sure you're logged into the system as an administrator, and also make sure that you're using the advanced view. Then, the first thing you need to do is to click on the icon on the home screen that looks a bit like a cog. Once it's brought up the dashboard view, click on the cog again. From the drop-down menu that appears, under Other LMS Settings, you'll see it either says Manage Menu, or if you're on an alternative version of the software, it may say here Activate or Deactivate Existing Modules in exactly the same place. Either way, click here. The menu management screen will then appear. Now, click on Add Custom Menu. This brings up a new screen. And to be honest, this bit is perhaps a little counterintuitive. The first thing we're going to do is to give what we're calling the custom menu a title. Now, this isn't actually ever seen by any of the users, so you can call it anything. Really, the title is just for your own reference. Likewise, for your own reference, you can add a description. Again, this won't be seen by students or users. And then, when you're done, click on Insert. And that brings you back to the menu management screen. You can see that the operation's been successfully completed, and more importantly, you can see that the Features custom menu has now been added to the list. And that completes step 1. So at the back end of Docebo, what we've just done is created a shell menu. Now step 2 is where we add features to that menu. Okay, if we jump back to where we just left off, to the right of the menu title is a row of icons, and you need to click on the one that looks a bit like bullet points. The screen this brings up allows you to assign items to our menu. Now, because we've just created it, at the moment there's nothing assigned to it. So first, let's click on New. Okay, and now you add a title to your menu, and this is what is seen by your users. And when you're done, click Insert. Having done that, we can now see that in our features menu, you can see the menu item Forum. But as yet, we've not told Docebo what to do when the user selects this. So to correct that, we need to go across again to the little icon that looks like the bullet points, which assigns the module. So click on that. And this is the screen where you can add various features to the menu that you've created. Now, in this example, we're all about adding a forum, so obviously we're going to click on Forum. But just to give you an idea, you can see some of the other items that you could add. You can see on the list on this screen now. But we're adding a forum, so I'm going to click here. The next page that pops up may look a bit daunting, but don't worry. All this page is for is to decide who can do what with the forum functionality depending on their administration rights. If in doubt, you should probably leave it at the default, but it is good to know that you have control over who can do what in your system. So, for example, this icon defines who has rights to create entire new forums, and this icon says who can delete a forum. So it may be that I'm having a learning scenario where I don't just want my students to be able to post to forums, but actually want to give them the rights to create their own specific forums. Then I would click here. When you're happy your different types of user have the privileges for forums appropriate to your scenario, then click on Import. You should see it now says Operation Successfully Completed. There is now one extra step we need to do before the functionality will work properly, and apologies, this isn't the most obvious step, but remember, once we've set this up once, it's there forever. But we now need to add the My Resources module so that users can see the learning materials within the course. So there you can see My Resources, and if I scroll across, I'm now going to click on Assign this module to this menu. Again, you could personalize it by giving it a customized name if you want. Click on Import. And the trick here is to move the module you've just created to the top of the list. And what that does is mean that it's the first thing the user sees when they enter the module is the course materials. Okay, so now at the back end of the system we've created a menu, we've added the forum functionality to it. Now the final step is to add it to our course. So to do that, we click on My LMS, then select Courses, find the course that you want to add the functionality to. Now, just for this example, we've got one here called PowerPoint Test. If you scroll across to the icons, you can see one that looks like a grid of squares. That's the Assign menu, so click on that. And then use the drop-down box to find the menu that you've just set up. Okay, and we called ours Features. Remember, you can call yours whatever you want, but we called it Features, and there it is. Click on Save Changes. Now let's go back to the home page and take a look at what that's done. So click on the home icon. Then let's navigate to the course we've added the menu to. There it is. There you go. You can now see our menu is visible on the course. I'm going to select Forum, and because I'm logged on as an administrator and I've given myself the right rights, I can now add a new forum. So I'm going to click here. I'm going to give the forum a title and a description, and then I'm going to click on Insert. And there you go, now you've created your forum. Whenever a user or a student goes to this forum view, they can now see the forum topics that you've added, and they'll be able to click on them, start a new discussion within them, and generally do all the things you'd expect to be able to do with a forum. Hey, we've all used internet forums and we all have a good idea of how they should behave. So, having put the title, I'll now put a substantive comment. And when I've done that, click on Send. And there you go, you can now see my post in the forum. And your students or other users could reply, just by hitting reply. And when you've finished looking at the forum, you can go back to your course materials from the menu that you created. So from the drop down, I'll just click there. And that's it. You've created a forum and you've assigned it to a course. Now, I appreciate there's been a number of steps we've gone through and it may not always have seemed obvious how or why we were doing what we were doing. But what we've shown here is not just how to add a forum, but the principles of adding advanced functionality that we have turned off as standard out of the box, but that are available to you and are included free as part of your standard Docebo subscription package, and so are available to add to your learning environment if that functionality is appropriate to your particular learning scenario. Thanks for working all the way through to the end on that. Hopefully it's been useful for you. All that remains from me is to say thank you and goodbye.